Greetings, Missouri Mid-South. These past 2 weeks, we've had a couple of transitions on the conference staff. One has received a lot of attention from individuals across the conference, and one happened with very little notice, and I want to take a moment to address that piece of news. Earlier this year, the Personnel Committee worked with me to expand the Communications Specialist position into a Fundraising and Communications Specialist position, moving from 20 hours a week, focused on the website and the newsletter, to 30 hours a week, adding responsibility for fundraising support that will create a better structure and strategy to connect with churches and individuals. Sending thank yous and donation reports more consistently, managing a donor database, those sorts of activities that help me, our other staff, and the board share what's going on in the life of the conference and help you to connect to it more meaningfully. Julie Atkins, who's been our communications specialist for nearly 4 years, was not able to expand her available working hours to add the additional time the new position required. So we conducted a search, and we had multiple great applicants. I am excited to welcome Kristen Paul to this new position. Kristen is a member of Emmanuel UCC in Wright City and grew up at Emmanuel UCC in Ferguson. She's also been a camper and a volunteer at Camp Moal for many years. She knows the UCC and she gets it. Kristen comes to us with a background in communications and fundraising, and she's jumped into the work with fresh eyes and creativity. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what she brings in this new role. But that does mean that we also have to say goodbye to Julie, who has been a dedicated member of the staff through a ton of transition in these last few years. She's been a great sport, and she's worked well with my quirks, and she's been willing to learn new things and try out different ideas. We're going to miss her, and we wish her all the best as she moves on to new adventures. Julie, thank you for all you've done for the conference and for your continued support as a member at St. Paul's UCC in Oakville. It's been great to have you on the team. Now, I know some of you watching this video are eager for an update on the other transition that happened these last couple weeks, as we announced that the site manager position at Moal is being eliminated for the time being. And I'm hearing your frustration that there isn't more information being shared about what happens next. So please let me assure you of 2 things. Number 1, that we have no plans to sell Moal. Yes, that is a rumor making its way around the conference, but that doesn't mean we're closing, and it doesn't mean we're selling. We are regrouping. But the thing about regrouping, and this leads to the second assurance that I want to make, the thing about regrouping is that we can't put the cart before the horse. There is an order of operations to regrouping, and some of your questions don't have answers yet. It makes sense that you want to know what happens next and what our plans are, and we want that too. We want to be able to make plans and share them. We will share more information about what our plans are for moving forward, but we need to be able to make those plans and secure them with the people who are involved first, the other staff who will be filling in the gaps while we figure out what's next. Some of your questions about who's going to do this, who's going to do that, are questions that we are still finalizing, and they're questions we cannot have worked out before now. We can't go to staff person A and say, hey, don't tell anybody, but next week we're going to eliminate staff person B's job. Will you do this piece of their work? We can't do that. That would be unprofessional. It would be cruel. We're not doing that. Right now, there are no plans to announce because we're still assessing where we are and what we need. In the next couple of weeks, we will have more answers for you. And when we do, we will share them. For now, please assume that your event is still on the calendar unless you hear otherwise from Glenn or me directly. Nothing is canceled. We are working on plans for the conference youth event this fall. We are working on plans for a wedding that will be on site in October at Moal. It's going to be beautiful. We are focusing on getting the short-term work done for those commitments first. The work will get done, and some of you have offered to help. Thank you for those offers. We really appreciate your passion for Moal and its ministry. Meanwhile, we wish Kevin well. He's made his mark on the place and the community, and we're grateful for the work he's done at Moal for these past 2.5 years. Thanks to all of our awesome staff for what they do to advance the ministry of the conference in the many roles they serve. It's a great team, and it's a great joy to be with them on this journey.